You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not necessarily the views and opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management, or sponsors.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. Gospel Explosion TV. Gospel Explosion TV. Gospel Explosion TV.
Hey, you guys. Y'all caught me doing my homework. Listen, welcome to United Gospel Explosion TV. We're going to have a super dynamic show today, and the show includes you. I'm going to let you know right from the beginning of this show, you're going to be able to call in today. And the number is 313-868-0342. My man going to flash it on the stage. I got the fabulous Flip in the house with me today. So lots going on today, and I want you to give you opportunity to be included in the show if you have a good healing testimony you've had in your life. You see the numbers on there because we're going to be talking about healing today, a healthy eating today, and making a difference in your own life. You know, it's a saying in the Bible that says, physician, heal thyself. And they talking to you. I'm looking at you as a physician that can heal yourself. So I'm going to give you some tips and a personal testimony from myself as we get started. But let me pause. I had LT on the phone. One of my partners in crime, of course. And hopefully you'll be hearing from her a little later in the show. Also, I want you, if you feel like participating in this, you can. Oh, you came, you calling too quick. Let me put you on silent. But if you feel like participating in this show, you can. But wait till I give you the call letters and then call in, please. And hopefully you can enjoy this with me. But just pausing, taking a pause for the calls, I want to always give some shout outs to my partners out here doing this thing with me. No man is an island, no woman is an island. You're not doing it by yourself. One of the major people that helped start this thing here with me was Hatari Jumbi. I never forget Hatari, Smash Mouth Music, and now he's doing this Still on My Block movie, which I'm a part of course, and our little umbrella. It's a few of us. So shout outs to you, Tari. I remember you every time I come in this place. And if you ever see the opening of the show where I wrote a little song that opens this show. It says, I'm a gangster for God and I'm spreading the word. Well, that's Atari Jumbi is the one that's performing that. So he's always here with me. Sean Woodard from Woodard Films and Entertainment. He's one of our, go-to producers and directors for the Film Factory that we have going on. And Sean has produced so many movies and projects. And he's a part of us, and we're a part of him. I think it's a collective. And as you're moving through your life and through your businesses and through your relationships, remember, you're only big as your collective. You're only big as the team you built. You know, don't get me wrong. You can still do things by yourself. It's just a lot harder, I found. And I said, why should I when I have people more talented than me all around me? So it works a lot better that way. Q quartered in. I call it my Asian connection. Quarters connected me globally with so many powerful people from his own world. Quarters, a Vietnamese gentleman that we've grown very close through our movie project, The Nail Shop. Quarters the star of the nail shop. I actually wrote the nail shop around Quarter, which I mentioned in the nail shop again, yes, because we're coming close to a conclusion, and you'll see a red carpet and coming up soon, within the next few months. So be a part of that. Be a part of that project. Down in California, I want to give a shout out to Miss Wanda Count. She's always on point. Miss Kimmy Reed, Queen Mother, Boss Lady in my life. She makes it happen. Wow. Don't let me forget anybody. Brandon Reed down in Florida, making it happen down in the Miami area. If you ever need some good filming production projects, give him a call. Sharonda, she just came in from LA herself. We're looking to do some partnerships down there, and maybe even have an opportunity to open an office down there. And she'll be helping us cast in our next movie, which will be coming up soon. Get involved. I don't mean to fall off into the movie side of things as I'm starting off, but I mentioned it, so I have to. We have written a second movie, and we'll be casting for that movie for the trailer coming up in a couple of months. So just keep tuning in. Watch us on Facebook. Look for the announcements. If you see Worldwide Film Factory, if you see Torrance, I'm talking to you. I need you to make the project successful, whether it be here, California, New York, or wherever you're at. You can be a part of us, and I can be hopefully a part of you through these projects. And I feel good about this next one coming up. It's a high school music drama. It's not a musical, but I say music drama because it's offset with a musical background. I'll just give you that much of it now. So get ready for that. And if I missed anybody, I'm only doing that because time won't allow me to touch all the beautiful people that's been a part of us. This Watkins empire, R.J. Watkins, Henry Tyler, and his family, and oh my God, all the people involved in this network out of Highland Park here. They're so instrumental and powerful, I feel, to me, because look, again, I'm in that collective frame of mind. And I never forget people that helped me put it out there, even in the beginning. I was running around with a camera on my shoulder, filming everything I could. And RJ gave so many of us a platform to put it on. So I never forget that. And you know what? You can do it too. I mean, they've made it where I think it's affordable, and you're able to become a part of a TV network, come in and sit in this chair and have your shows aired. That you have the vision to bring up, and they don't discriminate. So if you're interested in that, dial those numbers too, 868-0342. That's 868-0342. And see how you can get your own TV show. I hope you'll do that. Okay, so we're moving on now. And I told you the whole premise of this show, the thought of this show is physician, heal thyself. And things you can do to help heal yourself. This is so personal with me today. Ooh. I just have to take a pause for the cause. I wasn't going to push this out, this healing testimony of my own. I'm a 10-year diabetic, was a 10-year diabetic. Insulin dependent for the last, I would say, 7 years. And I was always told by my doctors and people in the medical industry, and I'm not pushing a slur on them, but I was always told, look, you won't be able to ever get off of insulin. So it's just about regimenting your insulins to go along with your meals. If you're a diabetic out there and there's millions of them, you know what I mean. You regulate your medicine according to the meals that you eat. So, if I had a slice of pie at the Thanksgiving dinner, then I would take a little more insulin. If it was a piece of cake during your lunch break, you would take a little more insulin to cover for that, or you would take a pill or whatever. But I'm here to tell you that there is deliverance. Denise, my partner, was coming in today, and I'm praying for her right now. Denise had a car accident on the way in, a fender bender or whatever it was. But I just want to let you know that, God is always in the plan, protecting us and got his arm around us. Nothing happens by accident. But so on this healing journey, on this journey with diabetes, and I'm just using diabetes, this could be you talking about the cancers you face, talking about just a host of different ailments that we have. And 10 years with a plague like that, I would even say a curse of diabetes or a curse of cancer and things like that, because if there's ever a curse, those would be it. They actually affect your body and your chemistry of your blood. I just say this to you, and from the bottom of the top, I have to say, but God, being a warrior, a person that hasn't been afraid to step in the battle, even then I was tamed by this disease and by the regiment and how we're trained to accept our sicknesses. Now, this isn't a guarantee, get you well, a snake oil, or wink, wink, I'm trying to sell you something. This is just some common sense thing. So this starts with the physician heal yourself thought. And I must say that Pastor Steve over Lord's Side Ministry, I know he had been sick, and he can attest to his frame of mind. The actual thought process he put himself in always was the thing that helped him get better during his illness. He would keep going through it. One of his favorite sayings is, it's not what you go through, but it's how you go through what you go through. And so in this sense, I'm talking to you right now, even though you may have some ailments, some pains, some back pains, some leg pains. They exist and they're real, but you're still in control of the final process. Even the pain is coming through your mind before it hits your body, and the acceptance of that. So if you can keep pushing through whatever it is with a good attitude towards whatever it is, whatever ailment or sickness, that's a big part of your healing journey starting right there. And so also, I got to give a shout out to Ernest King, Reverend Ernest Ovell King, Pastor Ernest Ovell King from Mount Calvary. He had been sick, lost his voice. You could tell he was weak for a period of time. But, he said that he prayed to God to help him with his sickness. And he found relief. Things began to pass over. And now when you talk to him, he doesn't sound like he's 80 plus years old anymore. He preaching like he's 60. In fact, the other ministers may never get a chance to say anything again. But it's to the good, because we love King. And I'm just saying his testimony was an open testimony that he actually asked God to help him through that illness. And, if you're not afraid to ask, he's not afraid to do it. So it's a faith thing. How do you walk in your faith too? So your thought process, accepting that it can happen, your faith process, your faith, the amount of faith. The Bible says we don't need very much faith. I believe he says if you have a faith of a mustard seed, and that's a very tiny speck. If you take a mustard seed, it's like a pinhead of faith. Now, I know he could have said like a truckload, a pickup truck, or like a cup full, but he didn't. He said the faith of a mustard seed can begin to activate your power to move things. And it gives an example in the Bible. I know that with that mustard seed of faith, you can tell a mountain, you move and cast yourself into the sea, and it will happen with that small amount of faith. So that same small amount of faith, you can say, sickness, remove yourself from my body. Lord, bless my mind with the right travel, with the right knowledge to overcome sickness that I have within me. I said somebody. I don't know if y'all caught that. I'm saying it begins with you. And on this healing ministry, I want to let you know something. Very few people did Jesus just heal himself in the Bible. And now, okay, watch out now. Stop, preachers. Listen to what I'm saying. If you read the book, it says he would go up to someone and say, do you believe you can be healed? Okay? And when that person says, yes, they believe it, then he said, will be healed. He released the power of healing within them that they already believed that they could get. So he helped strengthen their faith into an actual thing that said, okay, I can walk on this leg again. Okay, I'm over diabetes. Begin to picture yourself healed right now. It's part of the healing process as well. I think I said something. I paused to let that set in and give yourself a second to begin to picture yourself healed. And if you begin to picture yourself healed, picture yourself doing better. And this works in all manner and facets of your life as well. You picture yourself going through. You picture yourself being healed. And you open the door for healing to come. Jesus asked them, do you believe? Do you picture yourself being healed? And if you do, it can happen. So I don't know when you see this or if you're seeing it now live or later, but 313-868-0342 and 868-2021 is the front desk. You guys can also call us when the show is off. And I want you to be a part of this uplifting healing ministry that we're teaching on and speaking on now. But I'm basing this up on biblical principles. So let me go a step further into that. And, when you think of the herbs in the Bible, the thyme, the hyssop, the aloe, all these are mentioned in the Bible as herbs. They mention aloe several times as being something they would put on their skin or mix with something else as an ointment. But we know now today that aloe taken in certain ways can also relieve constipation. Now, some of you people that are a little more seasoned, like in their 30s and above, I'll let you know that I remember the days when Mama used to remedy us. I don't care what the sickness was. In fact, the whole family as a regular routine would have to line up and take certain things. And they were like, in that day, laxatives, things that clean out your system. I remember the Super Black Draw. Anybody remember that? I don't know if you can, but it was something called Super Black Draw. And it was a syrupy tasting laxative that you would take. Father John's, the 3 6s. But we would have to line up the whole family of us. I'm talking about from daddy to mama to all the kids. All the ducks would line up and we would all take that. And do you know, coming up, we didn't go to the hospital like you had now, like we do today. You wouldn't go to the hospital if you had a cold. Only way you went to the hospital, baby, I want you to understand something. I ain't taking you to no hospital because you got a cold. I got something for you. We going to run it out of you. But you would go to the hospital if something was broken or it was a very serious incident. It had to be like that for you to go to the hospital then. So what am I saying? I'm saying that they had a remedy of cleansing. And that cleansing was a self-cleansing that came with a help through laxatives that you would take too. Whatever virus would get in your body, I'm telling you, I remember being sick where you'd be dizzy as a kid or whatever. Fever may be there, but when they finish putting that laxative in you and letting you get to sleep and putting the salve on you, look, the Vicks all over your chest. The next day you would be opened up and you would be back out playing. So, physician, heal thyself. And so that's the magic of this particular show today. Are you willing to know that you can heal yourself? Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Are you willing to make adjustments that come to mind or knowledge you may gain off the internet now or whatever it is to help you heal yourself? Well, if you are, this is your lucky day because we want you to take that challenge. We want you to move forward. There's so many natural things that you can ingest into your body that's right around your house. Vinegar. The Bible speaks on bitters. I'm saying vinegar has been instrumental in helping to control blood sugars when you can't get to your medicine. Try that sometime. If you experience serious cramping in your legs or parts of your body, now I'm gonna tell you this, and I ain't believe this for you. It took me a while. The same thing you put on a hot dog is good for that as well. And I'm talking about mustard. Yellow mustard. I'm not going to say a name brand. But if you find yourself cramping, and they used to hit me in my legs as I would work out, and they would hit me so hard, you guys playing football or athletic or big walkers even, you know, when you're laying down relaxing after a hard workout, they can seize up on you. But I'm guarantee you, if you get you a nice healthy spoon of mustard, and just relax a second, you'll forget you even took the mustard, but you'll find those cramps going away. And not only that, I found they went away most permanently. You know, I seldom get them anymore. And so after a few self-treatments of that mustard, yep, the cramps went away. So again, I'm not prescribing this as a doctor to you. I'm just telling you things that's worked in my life. Now, before we go away to break, or after we come back from break, I'm going to talk about a big one. And this was how I took my blood sugar, what helped me take my blood sugars as a diabetic on insulin that still would be hovering at 200 to 300. Couldn't get it down. I mean, for some years. And it has an effect on your body, too. But I feel great now, very athletic. I feel like I worked out every day. And it came with changes in my diet and understanding something. I'm not going to be on the attack of our food industry because it's a huge industry, and I don't want them to. And these words I say, don't take against this TV station or broadcast. These are things I found myself in my life. I just want to let you know something. What you put in your body has an effect on you. And as we eat more processed foods, we have to make allowance for them. As we eat more meats and you don't know how the meat was processed, we have to make allowances for them. So eye-opener for me, what really hit my life was my partner, Kim Reed. She showed me this video. And I don't know why she showed me this video because it had to be inspired on her because I was like, no, I don't want to see it. And it was about a slaughterhouse and the food industry system and how they promote the fast growing and fast processing of foods. Do you know how many cows and chickens it take to feed us every day? And it was just amazing some of the things that they had to do to process, or they chose to do to process these meats and get them on your plate each day, or get them in your bucket or your box every day. And it wasn't a joke. And then not only that, when you looked at how flours and different things and sugars and salts, when used out of a restricted amount, had serious effects on our body. And so begin to understand that was my beginning to find healing. I mean, and I said, Lord, you want me to talk about healing on TV? But it wasn't even that. But when I saw my own sugars go from 200 and 300 down to the highest being 130, and don't get mad at me, you people taking insulin. You know, I took an insulin 7 years, but over the last 30 days, I've only took 2 shots of insulin while I was on this diet I'm going to tell you about in the next half. And those 2 shots of insulin, the strange thing I want to let you know, they were just as a cover because, my body was getting used to this, and you used to taking the insulin. It's like you're used to eating 3 or more meals a day. You're trained to do it. But when I took the insulin, it was a low amount, but it took my sugar so low, they made me sick. So I really had to understand something as I was going into this diet thing that I'm gonna tell you about. That is nothing to play with. That if you say you want to be healed, and God was giving me a direction to go to be healed, as the healing was coming, I was almost in denial. And then I began to see that, because I was saying all the time, I'm not a diabetic anymore. I'm not a diabetic anymore. My blood sugars are normal. My system is more regulated. I'm not feeling that need to take the insulin or get sick or be tired anymore, because one, I was watching what I eat through the course of the day. What's that diet about? What is it? You guys, hold on. I'm going to tell you some stuff. It may change your life. It may change your life. Hey, look, you watch United Gospel Explosion TV. We're going to go to a commercial break, and after that, woo boy, here we go. Peace.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
See, I'm a gangster with God and I'm spreading the word. Truth be told, that's right, truth be heard. No matter what your gift is, it's made to see. So give it up for victory. Gospel Explosion TV. Gospel Explosion TV. Gospel Explosion TV. Gospel Explosion.
Total Home Improvement Company presents the Spring Blowout Special of the season. Remodel your kitchen, bathroom, basement, plus flooring specials for every room. Call 313-728-2025 for your free in-home estimate today. Mention this commercial and get 10% off your project. Call 313-728-2025. Remodel your home today. Total Home Improvement, the company you call for your home improvement needs.
Hi, this is LaWanda,
This is RJ Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
In the world of digital broadcasting, transmitters and exciters sometimes do this. If this happens when you're watching WHPR TV 33, please do this. Watch us on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, Google TV, or TV33WHPR.com. Download the WHPR TV app, and we can also be heard on Amazon Echo. So remember, if you see this, you can do this and support the station that supports you.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.
Hey, I'm hot here in the studio. I'm also going live on social media right now. I just want to let you know something. I hope you guys can hear me. Testing. Am I good? Okay, the engineers say we good here. The first half of the show, we were talking about natural healing, the power of healing that you have on your fingertips, that keep your doctor's direction as you go through. But healing is a hand. And what motivated me to do this segment, and there'll be months and months of different segments on healing as I'm seeing progress within my own self, and others will be able to call in. I'm going to ask my engineer Flip today. Flip down. He's already on it. You guys keep the numbers up just in case you want to call later in the show as I give my testimony of healing to you. I mentioned healing that occurred in Pastor King's life when he asked God to heal him, and it worked for him, and I'm so happy about that. Hey, you guys out there. Hey, Nicole, I see you out there. Hey, Miss Brown, Miss Flora McDougal is out there, one of my #1 people. Y'all might not know that's Isaac's grandmother from Isaac Brown from Ravensholm. His grandmother's out there. And we like two peas in a pot. We go back, and I remember when she was so concerned about her grandson getting going. And she was very instrumental, her and the whole family, behind pushing Isaac's career. You see him as Booker on Ravensholm every week. But this I'm sharing with you guys is about a personal healing testimony for me. Being a diabetic over 10 years, insulin dependent over 7 years, I began to try a whole food plant-based diet. And you're talking about a person, and I'm not knocking you if you can't do this, but pray. Listen, I'm asking you, if you try this, please pray, because it's so hard to let the ribs go. You were just like, let the rib go, James, and I was just holding the rib. Or to let the meat go, period, from your diet was a big deal, part of it. And I'm not saying never eat meat again. I'm saying try this for a week or two and check your vitals as you do it and see what happens in your own personal health story. You know, I'm not here to sell you anything. So I haven't written a book on this yet, but I might write up with a book on it because it changed my vitals so much. Do you hear me? I'm trying to tell you something. I went from walking around with sugars that were hard to control from 200 to 300 on a daily basis for an extended period of time. You know what that means? It means it affects other parts of your organs and things like that. And it wasn't because I was eating so much sugar. This can happen with infections in your body. Different parts of your organs acting out can also elevate your levels or decrease your levels. So I had actually went on this. The first thing they do in the doctor, when you go to your doctors, they ask you what's wrong with you. And I hope you had the right answer for them, because you might tell them something wrong and they'll diagnose you for the wrong thing too. So you asked me what's wrong with me, and you, from what I tell you, you diagnose me as a diabetic. And so you give me the pills for that. Or later, if it gets worse, you become insulin, not just driven, but dependent on the insulin dependent. Over a period of years, you begin to see things happen in your body like neuropathy, different wear and tear on your organs, even your eyes can be affected. So I think it was so important that God put in my spirit to tell you what I did personally to help me on that journey. Now listen to me good now. I stepped away from the meat. I saw a video. My friend showed me a video on how food was processed. And I think everything happened for a reason, because after seeing that video, it turned me off so much when I saw the slaughterhouses and how the cows and pigs were even killed that we eat. And I saw the chicken farms and how it's like a rotator belt. I mean, they ain't playing it. You think the cars have an assembly line? Those chickens lying in, they coming in, they cutting them, they gutting them, they cutting them, and they gutting them. But I'm trying to tell you something, that how they were preserving the foods and things like that, it was scary. I mean, I seen a little skinny chicken, they shot it with something and it puffed up. And I said, oh my God, this is what I've been eating. So all these antibiotics that they're using in the animals, all of these proteins and steroids that they use on the animals, then as I'm eating them, that gets into my system as well. If you guys have had experience with something I'm talking about, you guys can call me at 868-0342. Y'all call if y'all want to talk about this. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you now. If you're too squeamish for this, turn it off. Don't worry. But I want to let you know that as I began to try what they were suggesting in this video, plant-based nourishment, in other words, eating mostly vegetables and in different ways for my proteins even and for the healing, I began to look at different plants, different foods. Do you remember Mama used to give you the rutabagas, the turnips, greens, not just the greens, but the root of the turnips? Roots affected my body in such a way. I believe some of us are just meant for this diet and some of us may not be. But I feel like as I took this journey, this diet was meant for me, at least every now and then. 3 months out the year, I should be on this diet. Yes, I'm saying that. 3 months out the year, I should be on the meatless, plant-based diet. I should be eating less, even down to a meal a day. And I'm not saying do that all the time. But I'm saying as I begin to do that, things begin to happen in my body. My sugars that were 200 to 300, I hardly get a sugar that's over 130 now. Where I was taking 3 shots of insulin a day. Hallelujah, somebody. Oh, my God, I'm getting excited about this because this is it. I over the last 30 days, I took 2 shots of insulin. I said over 3 or 4 shots a day, insulin with every meal and the opening and closing regimen of insulin. That's like 5 times a day. For 30 days, that's 150 shots of insulin. So, you know, and don't play with that. You have to really monitor yourself if you decide to step out on this. But I'm telling you something. In 30 days, I only took 2 shots of insulin, from 150 shots to 2 shots. And the 2 times I took the shots, hey, y'all out of Facebook, I want y'all, the 2 times I took the shots, hey, y'all out there, I want you to know, it took my sugar so low, it almost made me sick, below 80. So I was saying to myself, speaking it into existence, using that little seed of faith that we have, begin to picture yourself healed. I was telling people around me, you know, close to me, no, I'm not a diabetic anymore. You know, they look at me like you, boy, you crazy? You a diabetic? You a diabetic forever? You're taking insulin. But my body began to stand up to what I was saying. It wasn't just me saying it. It was taking action with your faith. If you take faith, and put a little action with it, oh my goodness, I began to see my body changing up. And so with the sugars going down the way they were, the energy level changed. You know, I'm still eating now. And some of the things I eat is I might make a stew and put some everything in it. I mean, the squashes, the okras, the beans, you know, or I'll go over to greens, eating greens like mama used to give you. Most of the things we ate coming up as a kid, mama had a pot. Did any of y'all mamas have a pot in the kitchen? Oh, if your mama had a pot in the kitchen, you ought to call me. Somebody lying out there. 313-868-0342. If your mama had a big pot in the kitchen, you should call or you should contact me about it. But anyway, if you had that pot in the kitchen, someday you may have a pot of beans, you may have a pot of greens, you may have a pot of this and that, but it was all a stew. And those were the things that kept us so healthy. Now, for you people us people that's caught up and addicted to pizza. You have to have pizza every time you go out to eat, or you're addicted to a sack of burgers, and I know they're making them where you can get 3 or 4 of them for $5 now. And it's very attractive to prices and the idea of the fast food, but you just have to be careful what you put in your system, because that's the processed food I was talking about. And if you serve billions, millions daily, where does that food come from? How can you serve those people? So listen, it's not for everybody. So everybody's body isn't going to bounce back from that the same way another person's will. So my body wouldn't bounce back to that the way a person 16's will. But I'm going to tell you something. If that person 16 continue to eat like that and continue to move like that and continue to do the same thing, that's the definition of insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing in that way and expecting a different result. So it's almost impossible to fill our body with some of the things we're getting and live like the kings and queens that we're meant to be. Now, if you're one of the ones like me that understand that this is my natural diet, the plant-based diet. Now, if I went out and ate a steak or a piece of meat, that would be me doing something different than the diet. It's not going to kill me right then, but I shouldn't do too much of it. Now, that's me. Now, another person's body may require that type of protein from the meat. I don't know. I'm not you. So that's what I'm saying. If you decide to try this experiment with the more plant-based diet, so you still have stews. I enjoy stir fries out there. I can cut up my peppers and my onions and my mushrooms and whatever and grill them up, and I still use teriyakis and different seasons. And they're so delicious, I don't even miss the meat when I'm doing that. And not only that, I think the idea of having the fresh vegetables on your plate seems to open up a whole new level of energy. So now, 20 days into this particular diet, I must say my body feels different. I must say your body is going to feel different too. But starting this diet off, and I think it's very important, those that can, be prayerful minded about it. Be serious minded about it. Ask God for the strength to strengthen your mustard seed of faith to be able to do it. I couldn't do it on my own. The things I'm trying here, I asked God what was the solution for my health. He blessed my mind to see this new diet, to actually take action with my faith. It's one thing to say I'm healed, but it's another thing, I want to be healed, but it's another thing to say I have the faith to be healed, and I'm going to take some actions, some God-inspired actions to do it. And I think when you put those together, faith and action, then your vehicle moves. Now, what does this mean to you out there? Well, if you're 7 or 8 listening to me and you begin to eat more healthy, I think you're going to live a longer life. I think you're going to be more active. You're going to be a better athlete. You're going to be you'll be able to be a better gymnast or whatever you're trying to do. But I'm saying if you 40 to 60 listening to me, you may have the ability to turn some things around that's already happened in your life. How important is the diet that we eat? I'm a Christian man. I came up, my uncles were Muslims under Elijah Muhammad during the 70s and in that time. And he had the book, How to Eat to Live, way back then. See, I'm not afraid to look for knowledge everywhere. And I didn't understand that book then. It's another book, Back to Eating, that speaks on natural healing herbs and substances that you can take into your body to make a difference. I'm suggesting you do this for me, you guys. One of the things I want you to do is, as you begin to test your diet and you begin to eat different foods, I went to the big vegetable market, and in that vegetable market, I got some radishes. I never pictured myself walking around eating radishes as snack food. I'm serious. But I got some radishes, I got some squash, I got some cucumbers, I got some, spinaches. And what I'm trying to say is the things I got, though, as I began to eat them and they were so good and I was beginning to feel so good, I began to Google each particular vegetable and what they would do for you. Onions, Google it. See what onions do. Google onions in your health. Google radishes in your health. Google carrots in your health. Google greens in your health. And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be surprised. They have it right there in black and white. Some of them help you prevent cancers. I should pause right there and just leave it alone. Red beets, the beets that you get on your Greek salad, I'll just take those roots and drop them in a pot. Some beets, some turnip roots. I know. Turns the win out, y'all. He don't win out. And I'll cook those roots, though. And let me tell you something. Those roots had such nourishment in them for my body. So I didn't know God was directing me to get all this food. I'm just getting food, throwing it in the pot, okay? But right now, I do believe I can run a 100-yard dash faster than most guys in high school. That's how good the energy feels. And I haven't taken but 2 shots of insulin. Well, none in the last 15 days, but 2 shots of insulin when I started, because, you can't believe it's actually happening. Healing, you ask for healing, but when healing comes, are you ready to accept the healing? And do you believe you can be healed today? This is a question I'm asking you. Do you believe you can be healed today? So if you believe you can be healed, Jesus said you're healed. I should just stop right there. I should just drop the mic right there. Because if you believe it can be so, then ask for the pathway for it to be too. Yes, I believe you can be healed. Yes, I believe you're going to do better. But it takes a prayerful mind. When I say that, it takes a mind that it's a challenge. One of the biggest challenges I found was breakfast, lunch, and dinner time. What does that mean? We're taught that in the school. You got to eat a good breakfast, a big breakfast, and then and they eat you a big lunch and a smaller dinner. That's not necessarily the case. Not for everybody. I felt so much better when I ate a little less. Whatever your portions are, we're in control of the portions. The portions aren't in control of us. And so I became willing to test my diet. So I'm not talking about nobody outside of you and what they doing. I'm asking you, are you willing to test your diet? Hey, Kimmy, I see you out there. Ty Jumbi, my man from Smash Mouth. Ty always a part of this show. Ty Jumbi, like I say, he helped me create this show. We did it together. He's still part of it. But are you willing to test yourself just a little bit? And so over this next month, I'm going to be giving some tips. It won't be a whole show like this probably, but it is so important to know that the energy in you feels so dynamic. Again, it's not, and the energy isn't driven from the insulin or the metformins or the pills you're taking. This energy it was driven from eating the right things and letting the power of good vegetables and plant-based food fuel my body now. And I was willing to try that. And I'm telling you, it went beyond. I was going to do this in silence because I didn't say anything about it. It's been like 30 days now. I didn't mention that to you at all. But God put on my mind that what helped me may help somebody. And just think for a minute. Out of the millions of diabetics out there that face the idea of losing limbs, losing their eyesight. Wait a minute, just let that soak in for a second. Losing the potentials of their life. Out of the millions out there, what if only half of them were similar to me and had similar results? And I started my diet off because I was serious about it. Now, you might not have the strength to do this. And I just did a 2-day fast. And I kept asking myself while I was fasting, because I was spiritually led to do that. You don't have to do that. But I was just trying to see my limitations. And I kept asking myself during that fast, when I was tempted to eat something, are you hungry? And it's just amazing. Do you know the answer was no most of the time? Most of the time I was eating, I was not even hungry. So I'm just letting you know that the journey begins with you. This next month, we're going to be strengthening your faith in your own healing process where God has put in you already. How do I know he put it there? Where it says in the book, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, that small, tiny seed of faith, you can tell a mountain to move and jump into the water, the river, and they must do so. So if I can tell a mountain to move, I know I can tell myself to move with just a seed of faith. Fight that fight that hasn't been fought by anyone else. Fight the fight with yourself. I feel like we're in the land of addictions and afflictions that sometimes are pre-planned. It's some addictions and afflictions. I'm sorry, I see people trying to call me right now. I can't answer right now because I'm wrapping up the show. Addictions and afflictions that have been placed in front of you for you to overcome. And you can overcome them. I'm not saying a drink of wine is going to kill you. I'm not saying a drink is going to kill you. The disciples drunk, but every time that they were out teaching and demonstrating, you didn't hear them drinking. You didn't read about them drinking. We have to learn to take things in moderation and in control, and use our own God-given instincts and minds to know when enough is enough, when too much is too much. Now, it's very few neighborhoods besides black neighborhoods. I'm put this out there, that have a liquor store on every corner. I'm not knocking that you have a drink. I'm not knocking that you smoked a blunt or a joint. What I'm knocking is, why do you allow anything to control the beautiful creature that God made in you, man, woman? Yeah, I'm just through with that. I mean, you answer that question to yourself. Who's in control of your house? And if it's something that you have to do every day, then something else is in control of your house and not you. Then if you're going to be a man, then be a man. Stand up and be a man. If you're going to be a queen, then stand up and be a queen. And understand that all those things were made to be under you, not over you. Ooh, I hope my kids can see this one day. All these things are made to be under you and not over you. All the herbs, all the plants, all the animals and things like that. But if you're living your life for a bite of chicken, if you're living your life to smoke a cigarette, if you're living your life and you can't sit still because you got to have a drink, it's time to re-examine yourself. Who are you? I know you're wonderfully made. So at any rate, before I wrap up, I just want to let you know God made you in his image. God made you in his image. And he said you are to be over things in your dominion. He didn't say those things should be over you. And I'm afraid that these simple secrets have been lost, that people are actually letting things be over them that they should be over. And so I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here to whip you because of your weaknesses or the whatever your test you're going through. Believe me, I'm going through enough myself. But this food thing I just had to bring you because isn't that deep? Life doesn't stop when you conquer your addiction to cigarettes. Life doesn't stop when you conquer your addiction to alcohol. Life doesn't stop when you conquer your addiction to weed. Life doesn't stop when you conquer your addiction to cocaine and heroin. Do you understand that we're also addicted to food? Can you believe that? So study for yourself that your eyes can be open so you can walk like the kings and queens you are into your full potential. And I'm going to tell you something. I'll be on this movie thing because you guys know what we do in the industry out there. And perhaps we'll make a show just for this, you know. And maybe I'll borrow that one from Elijah Muhammad, How to Eat to Live. And I'll borrow the big one from Jesus, Physician, Heal Thyself. Because to heal yourself, you got to see yourself. And then once we begin to see ourselves, in other words, see your own limitations. Because what I'm saying for me may not necessarily be the one that fits you. Because why? He made us all unique. You're unique and wonderfully made. You're unique from Minister Torrance. I'm just me, but you're you. But as you begin to see the things that can motivate your spirit, as you begin to see the things that you can refrain from or do more of, that can help or hurt you, then we begin to see the possibilities of who you are. The possibilities of what you can do. Well, I told you earlier, I feel like I have the energy of a 16-year-old boy, and I don't know, maybe I'll have a wrestling contest or something. We put up some money and wrestle a couple of these 16-year-olds, get into a boxing match or two with them, just to show them the possibilities of who we are and the possibilities of who you are. You know, I like to say God is so good, you know. that the journey isn't over for us. It says it isn't over for you. Always be ready to take a new journey. So now this journey of health I'm talking about, I have to say, it's more and more people living to be longer ages now, it seems. Someone was telling me, I think Rhonda Clark, a supermodel Rhonda Clark, we were talking yesterday, she told me that she knew of a couple of seniors that was approaching 89, 90 years old, and they were getting around so good. Well, I need to be eating what they eating. We need to be eating what each other is eating and spread the good words to each other. If this new energy that I feel, I just want you to feel it. You know how when you out with your fellas and you drinking wine and you want to pass the bottle around? Or you know how you out with your boys back in your college days, or some of you now that will pass the blunt or the joint around? Well, I feel the same way that this energy, this new high, this natural high from the different food is so dynamic. I just want to pass it around to you. And I think that God has a new day for you. Is something bigger in store for us tomorrow than even today. But I'm saying we have to be prepared to accept it. You guys get ready for the, I call them my cartel. I got Hatari and Sean. We're going to be working on some new projects for you guys to really let you be a part of what's going on in Detroit. And I thank God my energy is so high now, and maybe I can transform that into my work and do more of it. So watch out, y'all, with this diet. If y'all was sick of me then, watch out, because there's more to come. You watch United Gospel Explosion TV, you guys, and today we were on the topic, physician, heal thyself. And I'm pitching you as a physician. I'm asking you the question, are you willing to heal yourself? Do you believe you can be healed? Are you willing to take the challenge to test your boundaries, even in your diet, just to see how you feel? You guys do that and report to me next week. If you remember to the call-in number, 868-0342, 868-0342. Hopefully you can call in or contact me here on Facebook, James Torrance II, and let me know you tried that. Hey. Ty say he guilty. I needed to hear that myself. Hey, y'all. Blessings to y'all. Peace. You've been watching United Gospel Explosion TV. See you next week.
You're watching United Gospel Explosion. United Gospel Explosion TV.